Welcome back. You are watching KTN News Desk. Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Akisa Wandera. So we spoke to our political reporter, Murimi Mwangi, who is at the Bomas of Kenya, where candidates will be running under the Wiper Party are currently meeting. And of course, this is not without the allegations that were made by Senator for Machakos County, Johnston Muthama, showing that there could be perhaps in-house fighting between members of that particular party. He's since resigned, but let's now take a look at the allegations that Johnston Muthama made on both the running of the party and the just concluded party primaries. So Johnston Muthama, in a press briefing yesterday, said there is a culture of impunity and dictatorship in Wiper Party, specifically saying that Kalonzo Musyoka is a dictator as a party leader of Wiper. Of course, the party is entrenching a trend where the voice of dissent is repressed. These are some of the allegations that Johnston Muthama made against the party leadership and the party as a whole. He says that Wavinya Ndeti, who is the Wiper gubernatorial candidate in Machakos County, is an outsider, and this is one of the reasons why he has faulted how the party is being run and some of the decisions that were made, because he has been questioning why Wavinya Ndeti got the ticket when, like, we had the deputy Bernard Kiala, who has seemingly been loyal to the party, not being given that particular certificate. He also said that Wavinya has been treated disproportionately, oh my God, that's such a huge word, disproportionately at the cost of the rest of their party members. Some of the allegations that Johnston Muthama made there yesterday while resigning from Wiper Party and saying that he will no longer be running as a senator of Machakos County. And finally, the party carried out shambolic nominations in Kitui and Makueni counties, still fighting some of the decisions that the party made during the just concluded party nominations. Let's now speak to political analyst Joy Mdivo. Thank you very much for joining us, my dear.
It's lovely to
Always
be
a
here.
pleasure to have you tuned in. First of all, what do you think about these allegations?
Well, if we look at it at the face value, Honorable Muthama has a point. Because when you have people who have been in the party, have been working for the party, have been staunch in the party, and then when it comes to nominations, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to the nominations, you find people being put from other parties and brought into this party and urged to run, and they win, having not worked for the party at all. It does seem that there have been
And
some
not shown any
goings-on.
loyalty all through.
Exactly. Some actually were defectors from Wiper. If you look at the governor, Professor Kibwana,
Yes.
used to be in Wiper and went away from Wiper, and then has served away from Wiper. And then last minute he decides that he's coming back to Wiper, and he's given an open door to run through. So I think Honorable Muthama has a valid point. I don't know about the drama of him choosing to resign at this point in time with the nominations, but to some point I can see where he's coming from with his complaints.
But don't you think there are more deep-seated issues for him to resign, like you say, at this point in time when we're just about 3 months off from the general election?
Yes, there's a soundbite of his I got yesterday where he indicated that he spoke in Swahili and he said, of course, nina kitu changu kwa chama na nikitoka nitatoka nacho. That was a very telling statement for me, because when I heard that, I realized there must have been something he was building, something he was working towards, and he feels he's shortchanged by it. In my opinion, I think blaming the nominations is one of the issues, but it's a red herring. I think his big problem with this entire situation is the fact that Honorable Kalonzo did not get to be NASA presidential candidate. Because remember, they've been working at this for a long time. When the MOU that they had with Honorable Raila suddenly was vacated because of NASA, that push trying to get Honorable Kalonzo to be the flag bearer. I think when he did not even turn up for the unveiling of the candidate
he was
in
it
Uhuru
was a
Park,
no-show from him.
for me, that is, in my opinion, that's his problem, because he was working towards having somebody from the Kama Nation as a flag bearer. We know that he has been very involved in the negotiations as one of the co-chairs of that NASA, of the NASA coalition. And therefore, for it to end in an anticlimax for him, in my opinion, must have been a bitter pill to swallow. So, of course, to remain politically relevant and not look like a spoiler, you keep saying that, okay, fine, I support Honorable Raila for the presidency, but you take it out on Kalonzo, maybe for not being hard enough, sticking to the game plan, maybe also because you feel that the people he's selecting, quote unquote, to run as governors are people he's not willing to work with, because he's the current senator of
Or
Machakos.
he also has a list that he would like to
Yes.
in the leadership
and
of
him,
the Ukambani.
if you look at the problem in Machakos, for example, almost immediately after they started, Honorable Kiala and Honorable Mutua fell out with each other, primarily because the senator tried to micromanage the county, and Honorable Mutua wouldn't have none of it. So Honorable Kiala became sort of his point man, and I'm sure he was looking forward to a Kiala governorship under the Wiper ticket, and Wiper being the dominant party, it was almost assured. But now bringing Wavinya, running against Alfred Mutua, possibly he's
things for him.
it doesn't matter who comes in, neither of them is playing to his tune, and the piper trying to call the tune. So in that score as well, I'm sure he's feeling scorned on all sides, and it might be just a bit uphill for him to swallow.
Well, he's also given up on his race to defend his seat as senator of Machakos County. What really could be his game plan on that?
That I think he's just throwing, or the way they say, kitumbua kimeingia mchanga. He's just said, do you know what? Scratch this. This pot is bad. Let's start anew.
Yeah.
Because by doing that now, okay, it's too late in the day. Okay, they may put in a name, but it's too late in the day for anybody to really run on a Wiper ticket and hope to trounce or take the seat back. So it might be throwing the seat away from Wiper for one. And on the other hand, I'm seeing it also as a move to try and show Kalonzo you're on your own now. Because this has been his strong man. He's been his right arm man. Coupled with Honorable Musila exiting and running as an independent. So we can see the isolation of Kalonzo Musyoka in this equation. So you can tell just how badly, and we saw also Honorable Nyenze and his utterances. So we can see that the Kamba strongmen, quote unquote, are distancing themselves from Honorable Kalonzo in this thing, which also tells me that in NASA, the votes that they thought that they had in the Kamba Nation are not as secure as they thought. Because these rumblings you're seeing on top must be depicting an underlying current of dissatisfaction at the turn of events. So I think right now where Honorable Kalonzo is, he's not a very happy camper.
So should he be a worried man?
Yes, he should. Of course he should. Because this is the sort of situation whereby, for example, something goes wrong. You're expecting these guys to be your attack dogs. You can't come out yourself to defend yourself. You're hoping that these are the guys who would call a press conference and say, we want this and this and that to happen. You want them to be looking over the shoulder of your opponents to make sure that everything is fine. But at this situation, at this point in time, Kalonzo has nobody can really trust for this situation. So where he is right now, I'm sure he's sitting very unpretty, and I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, quite frankly.
Joy.